Good day, yogi friends. Welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Brooke Blankenship. We're going to get started taking a seat in our chair, making ourselves comfortable, pushing our backs gently up against the back of the chair, maybe dangling the arms down by the sides or resting the palms down flat on top of the legs. We can place the palms down or lift them up, whatever feels most comfortable. I'm gonna let my arms dangle and just let gravity take its force. Starting to come into the breath now. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest with each inhale and exhale. Gently opening back up the eyes, placing the hands on the thighs now. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. So rolling those shoulders forward, finding movement in that shoulder, and then opposite direction, rolling it back. Other side, moving to the right side now, moving forward. And back. Excellent. Now we're going to take those arms out by our sides and we're just going to make little circles. Little circles with the arms. And we're going to make our circles into medium-sized circles. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now big circles all the way around. Waking up those shoulders. Stopping and going back the other way. So we're going to go big circles. To medium circles. Back to small circles. And then dropping the hands down by the side, shaking the arms out, wiggling out all that sensation. Excellent job, yogi. So we're going to scoot forward on our chairs now so that our bottom is on the edge of the seat. And I want you to flex your toes towards your face, okay? So flex those toes toward the face. We're going to take a big breath in and reach our arms up. And then we're going to bring our hands down to our thighs. So staying here, or maybe allowing those hands to slide down the legs. Breathing into the stretch through the back of the legs. rising back up, bending those knees, bringing the feet flat onto the floor. We're going to come into a gentle twist to start out with. So bringing that left hand to the outside of the right knee. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to grab hold of the back of the chair. Then I'm going to take a big breath in, get really tall and long in my spine. And then twist and look towards the right side of the room. Rotating back towards the middle and then to the other side. So taking that right hand to the outside of the left knee, grabbing hold of the back of the chair, take a really big breath in, get really tall and long in that spine, and then twisting and looking over the shoulder. Twisting back towards the middle. We're going to heel toe those feet out towards the edges and just make them a little bit wider. And we're going to work on stretching out those shoulders a little bit more, dropping one shoulder at a time down in between the legs, okay? So bending that elbow, dropping the left shoulder, coming back up, dropping the right. So moving as quickly or as slowly as feels good in your body. A few more, breathing into any tight and sticky spots. And then coming back up, shaking out the shoulders. We're going to stretch across the shoulders now. Lifting that left arm up and bringing it across the body. So we're going to take our right hand and bring it to the outside of our elbow. So we're looking for a stretch through the whole shoulder and the shoulder blade, okay? So grabbing hold of the outside of that arm and maybe giving it a little tug towards the right side of the body. Breathing into the stretch. Releasing, we're going to bring that hand up and pat yourself on the back. Bringing your right fingertips to your elbow and not even seeing if you can pull, just seeing if you can straighten your back. Straighten your back and bring your spine and your hips and your shoulders all in one line. Should automatically feel the sensation fire up in that left tricep. Drop it down, shake it out. Great job, yogis. Here we go again. We're going to lift the right arm now across the body, grabbing for that elbow. Breathing into that stretch through the shoulder blade, the right shoulder. And then lifting that hand up, patting yourself on the back, bringing that left fingertips up to the elbow, and then just taking our backs and taking that round out, making our spines really straight, maybe even taking our gaze up towards the ceiling a little bit. Releasing, shaking out those arms. Woo! Good job, you guys. All right, so before we move into our sun salutations, we are going to warm up that spine a little bit by cleaning out the peanut butter jar. So I want you to glue your hips onto your seat, grab your knees, and we're going to wind ourselves around like we are the knife trying to get the very last peanut butter out of the jar. We've got just enough peanut butter to make one more sandwich, and by golly, we are gonna get every last drop of that peanut butter coming around and back. And then we're gonna stop up at the top and move the other way. Two more here. And then coming back to neutral. All right, setting ourselves up for our salutations to the sun. Our knees and our heels should be in one line. Our feet are going to be hip width distance. We're going to sit tall in our mountain pose to start. So that means our palms are facing the front. Our shoulders, we're gonna lift them up and then draw them down our back, opening up through the collarbones and the chest. Take a big breath in, reach the hands up to the sky, look up at the hands. Now exhale as you let the chest fall forward. Let the head be the last thing to come down. Halfway lift, flatten the back, and fold. Rise all the way up. Gather the hands at the heart. Inhale up. And fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise all the way up. Gather the hands at the heart. Inhale up. And fold. Halfway lift. And fold. All the way up. Hands to the heart. Two more times. Inhale up. And fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. Fold all the way down to the toes. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise all the way back up. Gather your hands at your heart. Press the thumb knuckles into the chest, feeling the heartbeat. Feeling the chest rise and fall with each breath in and out. Taking a moment to give yourself some grace and gratitude for showing up, for making this time today on your mats. Excellent job, yogis. All right, we are going to come into a goddess squat. We're going to do this in front of the chair because I would like for you to practice lowering down onto the chair. So with goddess, our feet come out really wide and we lift our arms up. So if this is enough for you, stay here. If you'd like to try to challenge yourself, I'd like you to straighten your legs, come all the way up. And then we're gonna very slowly, with control, bend the knees and sink down into goddess. Your bottom should hit the chair. Good job. Holding and then coming back up. Coming back down. And back up. Lowering down. Touch the chair, back up. 2 more. Lowering down. Touch the chair, back up. Last one. Ooh, give it a little touch, back up. Good job, you guys. We're gonna heel toe those feet back together. Shaking it out. Excellent job. So, coming to the left side of our mats today, we're going to come into our warrior one pose. So, bringing my right foot back, I'm going to turn it in towards the chair diagonally, okay? And then I'm going to take those left toes and I'm going to let them come forward so that I can get a nice generous bend in my front knee, okay? So I've got a nice generous bend in my knee. I'm making sure that my knee is not over tracking my ankle, and then I can use the chair as support and raise my left arm up to the sky. Rising back up, straightening that leg. We're going to turn our toes towards the chair and then heel toe our feet back in together. Excellent job, yogis. Moving to warrior one on the opposite side. So coming to the right side of the chair, I'm going to take my left foot this time and set it up at the diagonal facing the corner of the chair. And then I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to inch those toes forward until I can find that bend in the front knee that allows me to feel that strength in my legs. Lifting up that hand to the sky, pressing through both of the feet, using your chair for stability, feeling strong in our warrior. Feeling that energy, that sensation running all through your legs, making you stronger and more flexible with each breath. Great job, yogis. Rising back up. We're going to come to the back of the chair now. So bringing the feet out wide, we're going to come into triangle pose with the chair, okay? So triangle pose, we're going to let our right toes face in towards me. You're going to let your left toes face out towards the side of the room, okay? We're going to use the chair for support, and we're going to hinge from our hips. Let me move this chair just a little bit so y'all can see. We're going to hinge from our hips and let our upper body come over the leg, maybe using the hand to slide down the leg, feeling that stretch through the right hip socket as well. Finding a bend in that knee and then rising back up. We're going to turn those left toes towards the center. I'm going to adjust my chair there. and moving my right toes out towards the side of the room, okay? So again, I'm going to come into my triangle pose. I'm grabbing hold of my chair for stability. I have a micro bend, just a little tiny bend in that front knee. And then I'm gonna hinge from my hips and allow my upper body to slide over that leg, feeling the stretch. Feeling the strength in the legs too as they support us. Rising back up. Heel toeing those feet back together. Coming back around the chair, we're gonna sit our feet on the left side of the seat, coming into our Warrior Two series. So, grounding down through that left foot, I'm going to take my right foot and stick it out in front of me and behind, okay? So I'm trying to straighten that leg as much as possible. If you can't get it straight, that's okay. Right? See what feels best in your body. Remember, this is your yoga practice, and it's all about how you feel, not how I look or how you look. It's about how you feel, okay? So, reaching those arms up in front of you, taking that gaze out over the middle finger. Strong in our warriors. Pressing down through the feet and the floor. And then flipping our palm, we're gonna float it back for a reverse warrior. Coming back into a Warrior Two. And then twisting the entire body to the left, seeing if you can grab hold of that left side of the chair, taking a really big breath in, and then twisting and looking towards the left side of the room, maybe even looking towards the back. Unwinding, coming back into our Warrior Two. And then allowing that left elbow to drop down to the knee, right arm comes up and then extends over towards the ear. Bringing the elbow towards the ear, twisting that chest up towards the ceiling, finding that long line of energy that's running all the way through the left side of the body. Rising back up into our Warrior Two. Big breath in. And then dropping the arms back down, coming back through seated, through our center seated. And we're gonna take that forward fold again. We lengthen our legs out long in front of us, okay? So pushing your heels into the floor, flexing those feet in front of you. So this time I'm gonna take my hands on the back of the chair and just allow my upper body to lean forward a little bit. Coming back up, scooting the body now over to the right side of the chair. We're going to set ourselves up for warrior two. So grounding down through that right foot, left foot is going to come out in front of you and behind. Okay, so pushing that foot down into the floor, pushing both feet into the floor, feeling those legs turn on and fire up, arms come out to the sides. Strong in our warrior two here. Reversing our warrior, flipping that front palm, floating it up and back. And then back into our warrior two. Strong, extending that line of energy through the fingertips. So we're going to turn the whole body now towards that side of the chair. See if you can grab the back of the chair. Take a big breath in, get really tall and long in that spine. And then twisting and looking towards the right side of the room, or even maybe back towards the back. Coming back into our warrior two. Holding here in our strength. And then dropping that elbow down to the knee, lifting that left arm up. And then dropping the elbow towards the ear, opening up that chest towards the sky. Rising back up into our warrior two. And then dropping the arms back down, moving back into a neutral position. We're going to rinse that out with a salutation to the sun. So bringing the hands down by the side in our mountain pose, lifting the arms up, breathing in. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Rise all the way back up. Gather the hands at the heart. Excellent job. So moving into our hips now, we're going to take that left ankle, cross it over the right. So this might be enough sensation for you already turned on in your left hip. If it is, stay here and breathe into the sensation. If it isn't, then take your hands either to the bottom or the side of the chair, or maybe even just resting over the leg, and allow the upper body to lean forward until you feel that sensation fire up in the left hip. Breathing into it. And then rising back up, We're gonna cross that left leg all the way over the right, coming into a twist. So you might need to readjust your foot so that it's in the center of your body, okay? Then we're gonna take our right hand to the outside of our knee, grabbing hold of the back of the chair with our left hand. Big breath in, get really tall and long in your spine. And then twisting and looking towards the left side of the room. Coming back through center, unwinding, uncrossing the legs into the other side. Lifting that right foot up this time, crossing it over the left knee. We're gonna find our pigeon pose first. So finding what feels best in your body here. And breathing into it. Rising back up, crossing that right leg all the way over the left, readjusting that foot into the center line of the body. Taking our left hand to the outside of the knee, grabbing hold of the chair with the right hand. Take a big breath in, get really tall and long in that spine. And then turning and looking over the shoulder. Coming back through center, unwinding. We're gonna move now back to the left side of our chair. We're gonna do a quadricep stretch. So keeping your foot on the floor, I'm gonna give you a couple different options here. So you can bring the top of your foot down so that your knee is pointing down towards the ground. We want to stretch through the top of the quadricep here, okay? This big muscle in the top of the leg. So some of you might already feel it here. You might need to move your leg back a little bit, knee down more towards the ground, okay? If you don't feel it here, you can reach back and see if you can grab the back of the pants or the ankle, okay? Pulling, gently pulling the heel towards the glute, stretching through that quadricep. Great job, yogis. Now we're gonna take that foot and stretch it out long in front of you. Just like we did before, we're gonna flex those toes and pull them towards your face. And then allowing that upper body to float down over the leg, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg. Rising back up, and then switching to the other side. So now we're gonna set up with our right foot grounding down into the mat. I'm gonna take those left toes behind me and start with them on the floor. You might already feel that sensation firing up in that quadricep, okay? So pressing that foot into the floor, feeling that sensation. If you need a little bit more, maybe grabbing back for the ankle or the back of the pant leg. Wherever you are, breathing into the stretch. Releasing the foot. We're gonna bring those toes out in front of us now, straightening the leg. So finding your balance in your right sits bones, straightening the leg, flexing those toes up towards the face, using your chair for support, and then allowing that hand to slide down the leg, feeling that sensation fire up through the whole left side, back of the leg. Coming back up, coming back through center. So we're going to do a happy baby in the chair as our final pose of the class today. So this one can be a really, really intense and really, really yummy hip stretch for us. I'm going to give you several different options. So lifting up the left leg, we can start by just bringing the left leg in towards the chest, okay? I'm almost pulling it, instead of pulling it in towards the center of the chest, I'm pulling it towards the armpit, okay? So here's step one. Step two is I grab a hold of those toes and I'm breathing into that stretch as I pull that knee towards the armpit. Dropping it back down, shaking that leg out. Right leg comes up, either grabbing hold of that knee and pulling it towards the armpit, or maybe grabbing hold of the toes. Maybe you can do it easier on one side than the other. Wherever you are, breathing into the stretch. And releasing that foot down. Finding any final movements that you need to before setting ourselves up for our final resting pose. Making yourself feel as comfortable as possible sitting in your seat. Maybe your arms are dangling down by your sides, letting gravity take over. Maybe your palms are resting on your lap or your hands are held together. Allow your shoulders, your neck, and your head to be heavy, supported by the body underneath of you. Allow your sits bones, and your heels and the bottom of your feet to be heavy. Close down the eyes. Taking a few moments to turn in. Be grateful for ourselves for making this time on our mats today. Do something nice for someone today. Why wait for Christmas? Do something nice for someone today. Give a gift even when it isn't someone's birthday. Give a gift of love and joy. Feeling down, frustrated, instead of depriving yourself when you already feel bad enough, do something nice for yourself. Love yourself. Be kind, gentle, and nurturing to yourself. Treat yourself to a new book, a bouquet of flowers, a sweater or a hat, something that will bring you joy. Take yourself to a movie or give yourself a free gift of love, a walk, a bath, a relaxing afternoon in the sun. Send a card to yourself. Give yourself comforting, encouraging words. Tell yourself how well you've done and that you've done your best. Give words of love and encouragement to others too. Tell them you appreciate them. Tell them you think they're wonderful. Tell them they're perfect. When you give gifts of love to others, you give them to yourself. Sometimes the gift people need is words of love. I pray for you every morning, a friend told me. I ask God to bless you and help you. Then I talk to your angels. I tell them to take special care of you all day long and bring you lots of joy. That's one of the nicest gifts I've ever received. You don't have to wait for Christmas to give gifts of love and joy. Give that love to others and yourself. Give it often. Give it freely. Give it all year round. beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, slowly bringing movement back into the body. Gently opening the eyes back up, and then bringing our palms together, raising our hands to our forehead. Go forward with light and love in your heart. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. See you again next time.